Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about Pokemon Go and how it was just sold from its parent company Niantic. We are on Dexerto today. This is by Jessica Philby. Thank you for the article. It will be linked down in the description if you would like to check it out for yourself. The title goes, Niantic just sold Pokemon Go and there's immediate concerns. Now personally, I haven't played Pokemon Go in a very long time, basically since it came out, because honestly, for me, there wasn't a lot of actual Pokestops and stuff like that around me in the beginning, and I just don't really. I'm not the type of person to go outside specifically for Pokemon Go, and I just really wasn't into it, and it's just something that I was just never that excited for personally. But I mean, I did enjoy it for the little bit that I did play it, and at the time my phone was really bad, so it was just like I was not going to be. It drained my battery so hard, so there was no way to do it. Like I could play it for a little bit, but it would drain my battery so fast. So I was never a huge player of Pokemon Go, but I mean, hey, I definitely had fun with it for a little bit. Before we get into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we do, we'll be doing a Q&A video. Like the video, do all that cool stuff. Comment down below what you guys think about this deal. Pokemon Go is no more, at least in the hands of Niantic. After a massive $3.5 billion deal, Pokemon Go, among other games like a monsterhunternow, has been sold to monopolygo creators, Scopely, and there are already major concerns. Yeah, Monopoly Go is really. I've seen so many ads for Monopoly Go recently. I don't know what it is, but like I've never played it, but there's so many ads. Since its release back in 2016, Pokemon Go has gone from strength to strength despite multiple community frustrations and the occasional dwindling player base. I mean, yeah, I guess so. However, the time has come for change. On March 12th, 2025, Niantic announced its sale to Scopely. Scopely? Scopely? Probably Scopely. It's interesting that the Monster Hunter Now game has also been sold. I don't remember. I thought that wasn't out yet, but I guess it probably is out now. I actually don't know. Interesting. But this certainly represents a new direction for the game. There are immediate concerns, particularly among longtime fans. So what's happening to Pokemon Go? Shortly after the news broke, players took to social media to express their words, with many hoping for very little changes in the game's format, monetization, and overall design. Of course, a new publisher means we could see some changes. I mean, there's definitely going to be a bunch of changes. But I mean, Pokemon Go is already it's already pretty monetized. Like, there isn't that much to monetize from the last time I checked. But once again, I haven't played in a very long time, so it could be different. Others are convinced this might be just the beginning of the end for the game, with the change not being particularly well received among the community. I mean, from what I can tell, Monopoly Go is very heavily monetized, and I don't even know how that game works, but like, it's advertised everywhere, and it's constant wanting you to buy stuff. So I can understand a problem with a change of company, though I think it says so in the article, but like, the Pokemon Company is very protective of their IP, so I doubt they can make, like, there has to be restrictions, but we'll keep reading on. That being said, as part of the announcement, it was made clear that the development team behind Pokemon Go would be staying with the game. Well, that's good. So it's the same development team, it's just the Pokemon Go IP has changed hands. So if there were any changes, they may not be as intense as fans expect. Yeah, that's definitely true. Now that if the devs are saying the same, then it's probably not going to be that much different, at least in the short term, unless they start replacing people in the dev team. That could happen, but I don't see them doing that. They spent $3.5 billion on it, so tearing it apart is not what they want. They want it to grow, and especially with the Legends game coming out soon and the new Pokemon games probably coming out soon, like, that's a lot of stuff added to Pokemon Go, most likely. Interestingly, many players were quick to highlight the importance of Pokemon's control over its IP. Something to remember is that this isn't just a Niantic thing, commented one player, going on to explain that the Pokemon Company is rabidly protective of their IP, and I would imagine there are some pretty strong restrictions around what they can do, what can and can't be done with their license. It's true. They are overall still buying a licensed IP from Niantic, because you can only do what the Pokemon Company deems okay. Like, the Pokemon Company overall can just say no to things, and if anything, they could probably just pull the plug if at any point, like, they could just say, we own this now. Like, it's probably under a thing of within the agreement that they still own the Pokemon. Like they still own everything, unless it's like a very specific thing where Pokemon Go is a specific license or something like that. But I doubt it. That I'm sure the Pokemon Company still owns Pokemon Go. It's just the development side of the IP, or the Pokemon Go, specifically the IP of Pokemon Go, and the monetization and the profits and the all that type of stuff goes to, I guess, used to be Niantic and now Scopely. But overall, the Pokemon Company still owns everything of Pokemon Go. However, with any major changes to game ownership, there will always be concern about what Pokemon Go future entails, as anyone guess. It's true. I mean, with a $3.5 billion deal, I can expect some aggressive monetization, most likely. I mean, Pokemon Go is already pretty monetized already, honestly, from what I remember. To be fair, once again, I haven't played in a while, but I did play a couple years ago, and like there was still a lot of monetization that you could do, especially if you don't walk around a lot. Because the game wants you to walk around in all the places, but if you don't, then you have to buy stuff. And from what I can tell, if as long as you're still relatively active, and if you're a long-term player, I'm sure you're totally fine. But it'll be interesting to see if it's worse for a new player or something like that. Because if you're spending that much money on Pokemon Go and the Monster Hunter Monster Hunter Go or Monster Hunter Now, I assume they're expecting to make this money back. So I don't know how you do that without pushing monetization, and I don't actually know what else you could monetize. Like, from what I remember, you could buy Pokeballs, you could buy all the items, you could buy bag space, but the main thing was buying Pokeballs, because you can only get so many Pokeballs for free, because you have to go around and grab them from the Poke stops and stuff like that. But the whole thing is like, to level up your Pokemon, you sacrifice other Pokemon, so you need to keep catching tons and tons of Pokemon. So that's kind of the whole thing. I don't know what else you'd monetize. Like maybe better chances for rares and shinies and stuff. I don't know if do stats still exist in Pokemon Go? I actually don't know. I don't know, like, are IVs and EVs still a thing? Like, does Pokemon Go that deep into the stats? I don't remember. I don't even have it installed anymore. It'll be interesting to see if that matters or not. Maybe they could add it into that so that you can try to get you to buy more Pokeballs, maybe? I'm not sure, because the battling, if I remember, was free. I mean, the battling wasn't even that big of a deal. Like, when you own a gym, you got stuff from it, but like, I don't think it was that huge. Like I said, it could be different now. And yeah, it's just interesting to see. I don't know. I can't believe they spent this much money. I don't see why. I don't know. They're not going to make this money back. I'm just going to say it. I don't think they're going to make that money back with Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go is so out of the mainstream now. There's still a very big dedicated player base, but like the game's 9 years old at this point, almost 10 years. Like, I don't see this, and like, unless the new Pokemon games really pop off and like super pop off, like even for Pokemon, and this like makes it so they have a new surge. I don't see this really doing I don't see it making over $3.5 billion. Now, to be fair, once again, there were other games along in this, like Monster Hunter Now, but I assume the reason it's so expensive is because of Pokemon Go, because they were probably making so much money on Pokemon Go in the early years. But I don't think Pokemon Go is making that much now, unless the player base is still like really hardcore going for it. But I don't know. This is interesting. I feel like Scopely is making a mistake, because I feel like you're buying a game like 5 years too late. This is also after the pandemic stuff happened with Pokemon Go as well. So like, I can't imagine this making you $3.5 billion, but maybe I'm just wrong. I mean, obviously I don't like, the scope of this is way bigger than I can ever imagine, because I don't deal with anything even close to this, like a percentage of nothing. So it's just, I can't imagine them making this much money back though now, because Pokemon Go is so far from its peak, like, unless they're expecting a new peak with this year's Pokemon game. But I don't think so, because I mean, it's the Legends game coming out, but that's a spin-off, so I don't expect that one to like go crazy, unless like maybe with the new Pokemon game for the Switch 2, maybe that could be a big thing, but that's probably still a year or two away, most likely. So yeah, I feel like this is a very big mistake by them, but I guess time will tell. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Remember to subscribe to the channel, if you like to see other videos. I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we do, we'll be doing a Q&A video if anyone is interested. Comment down below what you guys think, if this was a good idea or not. Like I said, I don't think this was a good idea. I don't think they're making that money back now, but we'll see. Time will tell. If you'd like to follow me in other places, I have a Twitch channel where I stream games. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and a Blue Sky if you'd like to check me out on any of those social media platforms. Thank you everyone for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.